I started organic farming when I worked for the university, finishing up my ag degree, milking Guernsey cows. We put in our first 3.5 acres of organic vegetables in 1978. And they were beautiful. We had unlimited amounts of manure and soil and stuff from the dairy farm, and it was great. And everything grew so well. I was so excited. This organic farming stuff, I think it's going to work. And we grew really beautiful stuff, but we had no place to sell it. There was no farmers markets hardly back then. And the stores wanted nothing to do with organic vegetables. We could call them sustainable, organic, they never wanted to hear about. We had a couple little accounts with our co-op and a little grocery store that sold a few organic vegetables, a health food store. And those were the only stores that we were able to get in. We're standing in the streets trying to sell out of the back of our pickup truck with no advertising, and it just wasn't going to work very good. So with time, we began to organize, and we worked together to build a bioregional distribution system and marketing system that we could help the organic farmers get started. It was part of what we called the unified approach to organizing, where we tried to take care of all three of the main problems that we saw with agriculture. And that was, the educational part. Then it was really hard to find out any information on organic farming. Rodale Press was doing some nice books, they were helping out, but it was difficult to get it. So we started a group called the Small Farm Viability Project, which is a not-for-profit that educated farmers about how to grow organic vegetables commercially for sale. Then, well, we were growing, but we had no market still, so then we had to develop a market. We created a wholesale organic market that was out of Fayetteville, Arkansas, Fayetteville, Arkansas. And that was our marketing cooperative. The farmers would all be able to sell their stuff through there. So we developed a regional system then with the third component then is the financing, which the farmers, we could get no money. Nobody would loan an organic farmer anything. So we created a lending organization so that we could get the greenhouses up that we needed and the coolers and the freezers in place in different communities so that we could actually develop this system. And we had regional groups around. We had one here in central Missouri. And each of the regions would set up a cooler, and we didn't have the money to buy them, so we could borrow them from ourselves, from Forge, borrow the money to build a little cooler, and that would be our collection point. Then all the regional local farmers would bring their vegetables in and deliver them to the cooler, and then we had a truck route that ran between all the coolers through the Ozarks, there were 8 of them, and would end up back down at Fayetteville where we had a marketing manager that would sell the organic produce for us. And this was all done on contract ahead of time. We would meet in the winter, we'd have a list of our projected sales of what we were going to sell, and you would sign up. Oh, I'm going to grow a 1/2 acre of butternut squash, a 1/2 acre of zucchini, and then those would be your commitments for the co-op, and then they would try to sell that for you through their marketing manager. And so that worked really, really well until we started working on the federal rules for the new program to have a national certification. And when that happened, it changed our whole world we were organizing through that bioregional group to try to write the farmers' version of what the rules should be. We had already set up a number of organic certification groups with the OCIA and the number of different ones that were around back then. And we knew we had to get together on a common theme and have one message to put out there, or we weren't going to have much say-so in all these rules that were going to make and put us under as farmers. Because mostly when it started, it wasn't the farmers that wanted a national certification system. It was the community that was buying it. It was our eaters wanted it. It was our distributors that wanted it. It was the marketers that wanted it, not the farmers. So we wanted our view. So we started organizing nationally. We set up committees for the livestock, for for each of the different areas to bring their recommendations. We worked on that, but what we figured out was that bioregional was not going to be the way that we could actually have an effect with the bigger program. So we divided the bioregion up went back to the state program, where then each of the states started doing the same thing that what we were trying to do. And we started the Missouri Organic Association. Then in the early 90s, about 92, we started the Missouri Organic Association, which is still around today. We still have meetings every year and have great conferences. And we started writing a state program of certification for Missouri. Each state was kind of working on different views, and I had the view that the state should do the inspections. They inspected my nursery, they inspect all kinds of stuff. That's what they do, is inspect things and certify things. It's one of the jobs of the state. So we had the state develop their program, so it was our state employees that were doing the inspections so that it wouldn't cost the farmers so much. I mean, I can get a nursery inspection for free, or I mean, lots of the inspections were free. So we wanted something that wasn't going to cost us a lot of money. So we developed the program where the state employees did the inspection, state was in charge of the certification. It was a little different type of thing. We tried to hit all the different levels of needs of people in society through that program. We had the certified organic part of it, which is we had a state program that was really great. Then we had a program for the smaller growers, which we called being certified by association, which would be by being a member of the State Growers Association and having a signed affidavit saying that you follow the same rules as the national certification stuff. And then we tried to bring it all the way back down to having a program for urban people, for their homes and landscapes to be organic, and they could hit a little certificate saying that they had been following these practices and sign an affidavit showing that they haven't poisoned their lawn or their house while they lived there. And we thought that added value to them, and that would give everybody a place they could be in that program. Either you had a house and a little garden in town, or all the way to a commercial farm out in the country. So we have moved along continuing, and the organic movement has continued to get bigger and bigger. In 1992, I did the first national organic survey with all the certifying groups around the country participating, and we had about a $50 million industry right then. And if you look at it now, it's quite a bit bigger than 50 million. It has really grown to a huge industry that's actually moving agriculture these days and the marketplace. Well, I've been lucky enough to be an organic farmer for 40 years and watch this agriculture change around us. When I was in college, it was this industrial model everybody was working for. We knew it wasn't working, and we started trying to see that change, but we didn't even have a market. We couldn't even hardly say organic. And to watch it move through society and grow and be accepted, and now you can buy organic food in any little store in the country almost. That huge change, to see the dynamics of our food industry actually make the movement it has made over the last 40 years. It's very, very rewarding. We can make a difference. It only takes a few people working hard and being dedicated and loving this earth to make a difference in your community and in this world.